Excuse me. I'm currently experiencing an extreme sensation of hunger. I was wondering if we could potentially discuss a forthcoming plan for the midday meal.
So what you want to eat? We've got about 20 minutes before our next session starts.
I am sorry, but
Yeah.
could you please say that again? I did not recognize those acoustic sounds.
I just asked what you want to eat.
Oh, huh. Well, I was attempting to ascertain if we're going to eat sandwiches. I am going to want to eat a sandwich, please.
Wait, hold up. You sound like a grammar textbook that's gained sentience and is trying to ask for directions.
But I was being linguistically correct. I said every single sound. I said, I am going to want to eat a sandwich, please. It's perfect.
It was perfectly robotic.
And then, when I needed money, I asked, I was wondering if I could potentially borrow from you $2 because I am currently having no money. I even used the past progressive for maximum politeness. I was following the rules.
And you hit the nail on the head. You are following the written rules.
Mm-hmm.
But in a real spoken conversation,
Yeah.
you crashed and burned.
Zero fluency. How can flawless grammar result in zero fluency? This is why I'm so confused. The duality is real.
It is precisely the duality we're diving into today. And have you, the listener, ever felt this gap? Where your grammar is A+, your vocabulary is huge, but...
But when a native speaker talks quickly, your brain just short circuits.
Exactly. Or when you try to join a casual conversation, you feel like you're, I don't know, performing a Shakespearean monologue while everyone else is just chatting.
Yes. That robotic feeling, that cognitive drag where I feel like I have to consciously translate every sound I hear back into its full written form before my brain can even start to process the meaning. It's exhausting.
That is the core problem we're going to solve today. Our mission is to move you from what we call declarative knowledge, that slow, conscious understanding of rules that makes you build sentences in your head,
To procedural knowledge, the automatic muscle memory kind of fluency where the words just come out.
Is that a bit like, say, learning to ride a bike? I can read a physics textbook on balance and angular momentum all day long.
That's your declarative knowledge.
Right. But until I actually get on the bike and my body feels the balance and learns the movements.
That's procedural knowledge. I can't ride.
That is the perfect analogy. You can study pronunciation rules forever, but until your speech muscles and your ears internalize the real rhythm, the real music of English, you won't achieve that automaticity.
I desperately need that automaticity. I need acoustic effortlessness.
Then you are in the right place.
Welcome back to Global English Podcast, the place where we learn English effectively.
And have fun doing it. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Taylor, and I desperately need to stop sounding like a printer warming up.
And before we fix this mess and transform you into a natural English speaker who understands rapid, connected speech, please do us a favor.
A huge favor.
Hit like and subscribe to Global English Podcast right now.
Oh.
It really helps us defeat the textbook robot in conversations everywhere.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Yeah.
In my disastrous lunch request, you said the grammar was accurate. I even used some complex structures for politeness. So what specifically made it fail the real-life test?
It comes down to two key things you are missing: functional pragmatics and prosodic accuracy.
Okay, big words. Break those down for me.
Sure, functional pragmatics just means using the right phrases for the right situation, the social context.
So kind of like not wearing a tuxedo to go swimming?
Exactly. Your language was a tuxedo at a beach party. It was technically correct, but completely inappropriate for the casual context of asking a friend for $2.
Okay, I get that. So what's the other one? Prosodic accuracy.
Prosodic accuracy. That's the music, the rhythm, the stress, the intonation, the natural flow of English. You were speaking each word like it was a separate, isolated island. Real speech is more like a river where everything flows together.
So genuine communicative competence requires language. That is, what was the phrase? Sociolinguistically appropriate.
Right. And contextually relevant. And most importantly, acoustically effortless. You were fighting the current instead of flowing with it.
This is that linguistic duality again. The need to switch between the formal written style and the casual spoken one. It feels like a huge challenge.
It is a challenge. Colloquial speech, slang, idioms, They're all essential for natural dialogue, but you would never, ever use them in a formal essay or a professional email.
No, my professor would have a fit if I wrote, I'm going to analyze the data.
It's a tightrope walk, for sure.
Ugh.
But it's totally manageable if you just learn the boundaries, and we can do that by focusing on 3 areas at the same time.
Okay, what are they?
First, lexical depth. That just means building your arsenal of idioms and common phrases.
Got it. More than just single words.
Second, functional pragmatics, which we touched on. Using that language to do stuff in the real world, like making a polite request or handling a problem at an airport.
So practical application.
And third, the one you were missing most, is prosodic accuracy. Mastering that rhythm, that music. And that's where the biggest hurdle for listening comprehension is.
Why there? Why is the rhythm so hard to catch?
It's because of something called the reductions problem and the bigger idea of connected speech. When I asked you what you want to eat, my mouth was doing some pretty complex gymnastics to make that sound.
It wasn't just me being a slow listener.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Native speakers, because we prioritize speed and flow, we're constantly dropping, changing, or combining sounds. It's a subconscious thing.
Okay, let's get into the mechanics. A deep dive means we need to know the why, not just the what.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are 2 major mechanisms at play here. The first one is called elision.
Elision sounds fancy.
It just means deleting or dropping a sound.
Ugh.
The most common example is probably the sound of the word and. We almost never say bread and butter.
We say bread and butter.
Exactly. Or think about a word like comfortable. We write 4 syllables, comfortable, but how do we say it?
Comfortable. 3 syllables. The O and R kind of get squished. Wait, no, the O just disappears.
The O is elided, it vanishes. That's elision. Your mouth is taking a shortcut to make it easier and faster to say.
So the sounds literally disappear to smooth the path for my mouth. That explains so much. It's why words I know perfectly well on their own become completely unrecognizable when they're chained together in a sentence.
It's exactly why. Your brain is trying to hear a sound that isn't actually there,
Yeah.
and that cognitive load, that extra effort, slows down your comprehension to a crawl.
Okay, so that's elision. What's the second mechanism?
The second one is assimilation. This is where one sound actually changes to become more like a nearby sound.
It changes. It's like a chameleon sound.
That's a great way to think about it. It's all about making the transition from one sound to the next smoother. For example, think about the phrase 10 bells.
Okay, 10 bells.
Say it slowly, 10 bells. Noting that your tongue and lips are doing. For N, your tongue is up behind your teeth. For B, your lips are together. It's a bit of a jump.
Yeah, it is.
But in fast speech, the N sound, which is made with the tongue, often assimilates. It changes to become an M sound, which is made with the lips, to get ready for the B sound that's coming right after it.
So 10 bells.
Exactly, you hear 10 bells. Or another classic one is did you.
Oh, I know this one. It becomes didja.
Right, the dig sound and the Y sound blend together, they assimilate to create that smooth ja sound. Did you eat yet?
This is blowing my mind. So what I'm taught to listen for, I am going to eat, transforms acoustically through illusion and assimilation into I'm going to eat.
And that's it. That failure to recognize these rapid speech mechanisms is probably the single greatest barrier to listening comprehension for even advanced English learners.
It really is, because if your brain is only programmed to recognize going to, the sound gonna is like a foreign language. It just doesn't compute. It triggers that moment of panic.
Total cognitive dissonance. And that's why you have to train your ear. You have to listen actively and do lots of repetition to train your auditory processing system to automatically map that reduced sound, gonna, back to its full meaning, going to.
And doing that training reduces the amount of brain power I'm spending on just decoding the little function words.
Which frees up all that mental energy to focus on the important stuff, like the actual meaning of the nouns and verbs.
You got it. Okay, so that's the mechanics. What about the music itself? The prosody, you said that's critical.
It's absolutely critical, and it's so often overlooked in classrooms. A learner can have perfect grammar and amazing vocabulary, but if their prosody is off, they can still be misunderstood.
Because a monotone speaker just sounds Well, unnatural. They sound like me at the beginning of this deep dive.
Precisely. Prosody, the rhythm, the stress, the intonation, it's how we signal meaning, emotion, and nuance. It's the difference between a question and a statement.
You're going to the store versus you're going to the store. The words are identical, only the music changes.
And that music completely changes the meaning. The effectiveness of your communication depends not just on what you say, but so crucially on how you say it.
Let's talk about stress, sentence stress. You can change the whole focus just by emphasizing one word.
100%. The placement of stress is super flexible, and it directly controls the semantic focus. Let's take a simple sentence.
Oh,
I didn't steal your wallet.
okay.
Now you say it, but stress the first word.
I didn't steal your wallet.
What does that imply?
It means someone else did, not me. The focus is on the who.
Perfect. Now stress the verb.
I didn't steal your wallet.
And now,
Now it means maybe I borrowed it or I found it, but I didn't commit the act of theft.
exactly. And finally, stress the last word.
I didn't steal your wallet.
And that implies.
That I stole something else. Maybe your keys or your phone, but not the wallet.
Right.
Wow. That's incredibly powerful.
It's how we create nuance and avoid confusion. And beyond that, intonation is how we show emotion. Your pitch, your volume, they tell the listener if you're excited or sad or confused or nervous.
So if I just focus on the words, I'm missing like half the conversation, the emotional subtext.
You're missing the entire subtext. The same phrase, "Are you serious?" can signal excitement, "Are you serious?" Or it can signal worry, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
It all depends on that intonation contour.
That's the emotional trap. Okay, so how do we practice this? How do we get better at the music?
It takes active, output-focused practice. We'll talk about a great technique called shadowing later on, but
Yeah.
first, I think it's time to put this theory into practice.
You mean it's game time?
It's game time. Let's play the upgrade game.
I am so ready. I need to build that procedural fluency and stop thinking about linguistic rules when I should be thinking about sandwiches. Let's do this.
All right, we're going to start with the highest utility reductions. These are the ones you hear constantly, and mastering them is step one to decoding fast speech. The goal is to train your ear and your mouth to treat these as single units of sound.
Got it. One chunk. Let's go.
Round one, essential reductions. Situation A. You're asking a friend a casual question about what they want to do. The formal phrase is, do you want to watch a movie?
The textbook robot would say, do you want to watch a movie? But the natural real-life power phrase is wanna, as in, hey, want to watch a movie tonight?
Ding! That's it. Now, there's a crucial little rule here. Wanna is the reduction of want to. So what needs to come after it?
A verb, like want to watch, want to go, want to eat.
Exactly. You can't use wanna when it's followed by a noun. You wouldn't say, I want a new phone.
No, that sounds so wrong. You'd say, I want a new phone. So, want to see a movie?
Yeah.
Yes. I want a coffee. No. Okay, I've got that.
Perfect. So, okay, situation B. You're offering to help someone, or you're asking to take a look at something. The formal phrase is, let me help you with that.
Oh, this is a smooth one. It all blends together. It's, let me help you carry those boxes.
Correct again. And you'll hear this all the time when people are curious. Ooh, what's that? Let me see.
It's all about making it flow. Got it.
Situation C. You need to express a strong necessity or an obligation. The formal sentence is, I have to finish my homework.
The reduction is hafta. I have to finish my homework before midnight.
Yes. And what about for the third person, like, he has to leave now?
That becomes hasta. She has to finish her project by Friday. Hafta, hasta. Easy enough.
Great. Now for a really important set. These are the modals combined with the word have. I call them the three siblings of regret.
Oh, I know these. This is the sound of looking back and wishing you'd done something different.
That's a very poetic way of putting it. Situation D. You're expressing a past regret. Something that was a good idea but didn't happen. Formal. You should have called me yesterday.
That becomes shoulda. You should have called me yesterday. I was totally free.
That's the one. Now, situation E. Expressing a past possibility that didn't happen. Formal. I could have gone to the party.
That would be coulda. I could have gone, but honestly, I was too tired.
In the last sibling, situation F. Expressing a willingness to do something in the past that was prevented by circumstances. Formal. I would have helped, but I was stuck in traffic.
Woulda. I woulda helped, but I didn't even see your message.
Wow, mastering shoulda, coulda, and woulda really does make you sound more fluent instantly.
They're huge. They are functional, they carry complex meaning, and they are everywhere in spoken English.
Okay, give me another one.
All right, situation G. A really common question, formation. Formal. Did you eat dinner yet?
This uses that assimilation thing we talked about, that did sound meets the Y sound, it becomes didja. Didja eat dinner yet?
Spot on. And one last one for this round, super high frequency. Situation H. You need to say that you don't have a piece of information. Formal, I do not know.
Oh, this one is so common in speech, but you would absolutely never write it. It's dunno. Where are the keys? Dunno, sorry. Excellent. Mastering these functional reductions is the fastest way to start decoding that river of connected speech we talked about.
Okay, I feel like my brain is getting rewired already. What's next? Round 2.
Round 2, mastering high-frequency idioms. This is about adding that lexical depth.
Reductions help us speak faster, but idioms are like the secret handshake. They show you're part of the culture. You can't just translate them literally.
You really can't. The meaning is rooted in culture, not in the individual words. So let's start with idioms related to tasks and effort. Situation A. You have a big exam coming up and you need to study very, very hard. Formal. I need to study hard tonight.
The power phrase is hit the books. I can't go out this weekend. I really have to hit the books.
Ding. Perfect usage. Okay, situation B. You just finished a task that you thought would be difficult, but it was surprisingly simple. Formal. That was very easy.
Oh, that's a classic. Piece of cake. I was worried about assembling the furniture, but it was a piece of cake.
I love that one. All right, situation C. You're talking to someone who is avoiding the main point of the conversation. They're talking about everything except the real issue. Formal. Please stop talking indirectly and get to the point.
You tell them to stop beating around the bush. Come on, stop beating around the bush and just tell me what's wrong.
Exactly. Using that one correctly shows you really command the conversational dynamic. Now, a different one. Situation D. You're describing a situation where someone did a job poorly to some time or money. The quality is bad, formal. They finished the project quickly, but with low quality.
They were cutting corners. The reason the new app has so many bugs is that the developers were cutting corners to meet the deadline.
That's a great example.
Okay.
Okay, let's shift gears. Let's do idioms for relationships and conflict. Situation E. You've made your argument, you've presented your offer, and now it's the other person's turn to make a decision. Formal. It is your turn to take action.
The ball is in your court. I sent them the contract. Now the ball is in their court.
Perfect. Situation F. You and a friend or colleague are in complete agreement about something. You have the same opinion. Formal. We have reached an agreement.
We see eye to eye. It's so great that we finally see eye to eye on the project's direction.
Good one. Now for an emotional or status-related idiom, situation G. You're not really sick, like with a fever, but you just feel a little bit off, low energy. Formal. I am feeling sick.
The classic polite way to explain this is to say you're feeling under the weather. I think I'll skip the party tonight. I'm feeling a bit under the weather.
The perfect phrase for that situation. Okay, 2 more. Situation H. You accidentally revealed a secret or a surprise. Formal. I revealed the surprise too early.
You spilled the beans. I can't believe I spilled the beans about the surprise party. I feel terrible.
A very common one. And finally, situation I. You're encouraging a group to stop procrastinating and start working on something. Formal. It is time to start doing the work.
Let's get the ball rolling. All right, team, we have a lot to do, so let's get the ball rolling.
Exactly. See how these idioms add so much color and depth? You move beyond just simple descriptions and into these rich, visual, cultural metaphors.
The key really is to learn them as a whole chunk, a single unit, and not get stuck on what each individual word means.
That's the secret. Okay, you ready for the final round of the game?
Bring it on.
Round 3, situational functional language. This is all about having the right tool for the right job. especially in high-stress situations like traveling.
Yes, like when you're at the airport and you're flustered and your brain just goes blank, you need phrases that are on autopilot.
Precisely. We need phrases that are ready for immediate recall. So let's start with clarifying and seeking repetition. Situation A. The person you're talking to spoke too fast, or there was a lot of background noise and you just didn't catch what they said. The textbook robot says, "Please repeat."
Which can sound a little blunt, a little demanding. The more polite, natural power phrases. Could you say that again, please?
Much better. Now, what if you heard most of it, but just missed one specific detail, like a name or a time?
You could say something a little more casual, like, sorry, I missed that. Or even just, what was that? As long as your intonation is polite and questioning.
Perfect. Let's move to making polite indirect requests. This is so important in English-speaking cultures. Situation D. You need to borrow your classmate's notes. A direct request is, "Can I borrow your notes?" How can we make that softer and more polite?
Ah, we use that magic indirect framework. I was wondering if, as in, I was wondering if I could borrow your notes before the exam.
That is the gold standard for polite requests. And remember that grammar rule we touched on. If you're asking the other person to do something, the verb that follows is in the past tense.
Right. I was wondering if you wanted to watch the game. It feels a little strange grammatically, but it's all about signaling that deference, that politeness.
You've got it. Now, you brought up a great point earlier. What if you're in a hurry, like at a busy coffee shop? Is there a faster but still polite way?
Yeah, I was wondering if phrase feels a little long for that context.
In that high-speed transactional context, you can absolutely use something more efficient. The phrase, "Do you mind if," is fantastic.
Oh, that's a good one. Do you mind if I grab one of those napkins? It's quick, polite, and gets the job done.
Exactly. Context is king. Okay, let's finish with friendly departures. Situation G. You're finishing a casual chat with a friend or colleague. You want to say goodbye in a friendly way. The formal version is, "Goodbye and have a good day."
And the universal friendly casual power phrase for that is, have a good one.
Ding. That's the one. What about if you know you'll see them again soon?
You could say, catch you later, or even just later.
And what if you want to say goodbye in a slightly warmer way? Maybe they're going on a trip or facing a challenge. Instead of the formal, "Be careful."
You'd say, take care. It has a nice feeling of wishing them well.
It does. And that's it. You've navigated the upgrade game. You've got reductions for speed, idioms for depth, and situational language for real-world function. But now we must enter the danger zone.
Dun dun dun. Okay, where can my new skills get me into trouble? Where can my enthusiasm for sounding natural actually make me sound unprofessional or just plain weird?
The first and most important danger is crossing the reduction boundary. We've talked about how essential reductions are for listening and speaking casually, but there's a hard line. You must never use them in formal writing.
So no writing it in my thesis. No want it in a cover letter. No to know in an email to my boss.
Absolutely not. Using them in formal writing can make you seem careless or uneducated. The rule is simple. If it's professional or academic, use the full, unreduced form. Always.
Got it. What about that G-dropping thing? I hear people saying walkin', talkin', tryin' all the
You
time.
do. It is extremely common in spoken English across many dialects, but again, it signals informality. For a learner, the safest and best practice is to always pronounce the full ing sound in formal settings, like a presentation or a job interview.
So my ear needs to recognize walkin', but my mouth needs to produce walking in a formal context.
That is the duality in a nutshell. It's a classic marker of a truly advanced speaker,
Yeah.
someone who understands context and can switch their style appropriately.
Okay, next danger. Prosody pitfalls. This is where my music is out of tune.
This is that emotional trap we mentioned. It's when your words say one thing, but your tone of voice says something completely different. If you say, "I'm so excited for this opportunity," in a flat, monotone voice.
The listener is going to believe your tone, not your words. They'll think I'm bored or even sarcastic.
Exactly. The mismatch creates confusion and distrust. And the best way to fix this, to really master the music, is that technique I mentioned earlier, shadowing.
Okay, tell me exactly how to do this effectively. It sounds like just mimicking someone, but I'm sure there's more to it.
There's a system to it that makes it incredibly effective. Step one is to pick a short audio clip, maybe 30 to 60 seconds, of a native speaker with a clear voice. A podcast, a TED Talk, whatever. Listen to it once, just to understand the content.
Okay, comprehension first.
Step two, listen again, but this time, ignore the words. Just listen to the music. Where do they pause? What words are stressed? Does their voice go up or down?
So I'm analyzing the prosody.
Step three is the actual shadowing. You play the clip again, and you try to speak at the exact same time as the speaker. You're not repeating after them, you're speaking with them, like a shadow. You're trying to match their rhythm, their pitch, their speed perfectly.
That sounds really hard.
It is at first, but it forces your mouth and your brain to sync up with the native rhythm. And the final step is the most important. Record yourself doing it.
Oh no.
Oh yes, you record your shadowing, and then you listen back and compare it to the original. Where are you off? Is your stress wrong?
Yeah.
You're not reducing the words they reduce? This creates a feedback loop that lets you identify and fix your own errors.
So I'm not just passively listening, I'm actively analyzing and replicating the acoustic delivery. That makes so much sense.
20 minutes of focused shadowing a day will do more for your prosody than hours and hours of passive listening.
I'm going to try that. Okay, one last danger before we wrap up.
The goodbye trap. We have to hit this one more time because it's such a common mistake for learners.
The misuse of good night.
It is not a greeting, ever. It is only, exclusively, a farewell. You say it when you are leaving a place for the night or when you are literally going to bed.
So if I arrive at a restaurant to meet friends for dinner at 7 p.m., I cannot say goodnight.
You cannot. You must say good evening. Good evening is the greeting you use when it's dark outside. If you say good night when you arrive, you're basically saying hello and also goodbye, I'm leaving now.
Which would be very confusing.
All right.
Okay, danger zone navigated. I feel much safer now.
We've reached the end. Time to cement this knowledge. It's the rapid-fire outro.
Let's do the rapid recap. What were the 3 most absolutely essential reductions we need to make automatic?
Gonna for going to, wanna for want to, and gotta for got to or have to. Master those 3, and you've unlocked the core of casual, connected speech.
2 must-know idioms for everyday life that add color and cultural fluency.
Piece of cake for something that's super easy.
Mm-hmm.
And under the weather for when you're feeling a little bit sick.
And the single most useful, polite, and casual phrase for ending almost any conversation.
Have a good one. Friendly, efficient, and always appropriate.
All right, now for the fun part. The challenge. The dare. We want you, our listener, to take this knowledge and use it right now.
Your fluency dare for this week is to find a natural opportunity to use the idiom pull someone's leg.
To pull someone's leg just means to joke with them, to tease them, usually by telling them something that isn't true.
Right. So you could tell a friend some silly fake news, wait for them to react, and then say, oh, relax, I'm just pulling your leg. It's not true. It forces you to use a whole lexical chunk spontaneously. It's about turning theory into action.
The transformation from just being accurate to being truly natural requires that constant practice. You have to integrate what you're learning with actual output.
That's the key. Don't think of English as the set of rules in a book. Think of it as a dynamic tool for connection. By mastering reductions, practicing your prosody with shadowing, and having the confidence to use idioms, you make that jump from being a student to being a natural, flexible communicator.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to Global English Podcast to continue on your path to fluency. Your support really does mean the world to us.
And as a final thought to leave you with, we spent a lot of time today talking about what to add to your speech, the right rhythm, the right tone, the right idioms. But as you get more advanced, start thinking about what you can do with silence. Think about the power of the pause.
How so?
Well, is your pause signaling that you're thinking? Is it building suspense? Is it showing doubt? The timing and length of your pauses are a huge part of prosody that native speakers use subconsciously. So my final thought is this. Start thinking of silence not as a mistake, but as another powerful tool in your communication toolkit.
I'm smart now. Bye.
See you next time.